Salutations friends, Jake English here. I'm just making a short little cinema flick about my educational experience with the troll romantic in friendship aspect. So this video is mainly for Miss Arania. So now you sort of know that I have some sort of understanding about your mating rituals and what all is involved with that. So how I came about this was I was having a little chinwag with some of my folks on the interweb, and we started talking about the troll relationships, and it turns out there was a troll in the conversation, and so we added them in the conversation and we started talking about it, and then there was another troll and we added them in the conversation and we said just sort of explain this, the sort of mating rituals that are involved with your kind. I mean, purely educational purposes, don't think anything suggestive like that or anything. So this is what I learned. They have 4 types of romances and friendships. I don't really know precisely how it works, even though I was listening and paying attention, but I'm going to share with you what I gathered from our conversation. Right then, so the first one that I remember from my understanding is represented by the spade symbol, like in cards. So they do it with the spade, the clubs, the heart, and the diamonds. So the first one, if I remember correctly, is called the Kiss My Fish. And from what I understand about Kiss My Fish is 2 trolls are sort of, they're friends, but not really. They hate each other, sort of. So it's like you do something, and I think this is where the name comes from. So if you do something that makes, say, if you were my Kiss My Fish, and you did something to make me really, really angry, I want to shag you, sort of like, oh, you kissed my fish, and that hurt his feelings, so I'm all aroused now, let's have a rammy, and then we can shag. So, I think that's how that one goes. Right, so that's the first one. Okay, so the second one that I learnt about is sort of a, I think they described it like in the cinema flicks, when you see someone and you're just like, I'm so in love with you, and they call it mate sprout. And so the way it's made by, it's the heart symbol, and they call it mate sprout because this is when they do all of this. And I think maybe they got, well, since they've shagged with the Kiss My Fish, and then they have mate sprout, I think this is the only one that they can get pregnant with, because it's called mate sprout because they're mating, and then they have babies that sprout out of them, and more than likely it comes out of their stomach, just like these, where it's like, it comes out like that. So it's sort of like a horror movie, and it's very painful to go through, but that's where the bucket is involved. They take the baby and they put it in a bucket, and that's where it stays until it grows up. Okay, so then there's a third one. They said that half of the fandom doesn't really know what it does or anything, and it was hard for me to sort of understand it, but it's called Auspice, and basically, so 2 trolls are sort of at it together, and they're getting in a big old session of fisticuffs, and there's blood and guts and brains going everywhere, and then the Auspice, I think it's called Auspice, so I think maybe they sort of urinate on each other, and that stops the fine because they're like, oh my god, I got urine all over me, and then the Auspice is like, ha, do that again and I'll pee on you. Okay, and now we're down to our very last one, and it was an interesting conversation. The trolls that I talked with, they felt like this was actually one of the very, very important relationships, and I have to sort of agree with them there. This one, I think, is called Muru Glance, and it's represented by a diamond shape, and it's like best buddies, where you put all your trust in them, and you do everything together. You sleep together, you cuddle together, you do everything together, you share the same piece of dental floss even. They will go that far because they are the bestest chums. And so that is what I think it means. I don't know where the name comes from because I don't see any relationship to it. Maybe it's sort of a weird mating call, like, Muru, okay, my best friend's here, I can settle down. So, yeah, I think that's how it all works. And so now, Miss Second, now that you have seen that I have done some cultural exchange here, maybe perhaps we can go on some sort of, I don't know, like a mate sprout date sometime, or we can do a Muru glance date, and hopefully we won't get in any kiss my fish fights, and hopefully no one's gonna piss on anyone.